Good evening. I'm Chief of Patrol Philip Rivera. I'm joined by Assistant Chief Brian Hennessy, Commanding Officer of Patrol Borough Queens North, and Captain Anthony Scapicchio of the Force Investigation Division. I'm here to provide an update regarding an officer-involved shooting which occurred early this evening in front of the 111 Precinct Station House. The information I'm about to provide is preliminary and subject to change. At approximately 6:40 p.m., a 79-year-old male exited a vehicle parked in the vicinity of the precinct and approached the front of the 111 Precinct Station House. One uniformed officer, assigned as our station house security, engaged the male in dialogue. The male suddenly displayed a firearm and pointed it at the officer. The officer gave verbal commands for the male to put down the firearm and radioed for assistance. Additional officers approached and gave additional verbal commands to drop the firearm, but he did not comply and continued to point it at our officer. After the de-escalation techniques were unsuccessful, 4 officers discharged their firearms. The male was struck numerous times. A loaded Cobra .38 special firearm was recovered at the scene. Officers performed CPR on the male, and he was taken by EMS to New York Presbyterian Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. The discharging officers were transported to an area hospital for evaluation. This incident is depicted on both body-worn camera and also the precinct security cameras, and it is being investigated by our Force Investigation Division. Our officers are confronted with extremely dangerous and unpredictable situations, and they attempted to de-escalate this situation multiple times. This is the second time in less than 12 hours that our officers have been confronted by armed individuals. As you all know, this morning an NYPD detective was shot in the arm while executing a warrant on the Lower East Side. Thankfully, he is expected to make a full recovery. I would also like to thank the members of the New York City Police Department for their bravery and their tireless work they do every single day to keep New Yorkers safe. I will now take some questions.
All right, folks, we have time for a few on-topic questions. Let's start with WABC's Lucy. Yeah.
Can you tell us what the initial conversation was about? Why did this man come to the precinct?
That's still part of the investigation. We're unsure of that at this point. But once he produced that firearm, he was ordered multiple times to drop the firearm.
Okay, we're going to move over to WNBC, Chris Levin.
Is suicide by cop a possibility here?
Again, it's too early to determine that at this point, but something that we're looking at.
Univision,
Was
Roman,
the person known to the agent?
I'm sorry?
Was the individual known, a person that was known by the department?
Not to our knowledge.
Okay, we're going to move over to Eileen LaPalmer, WPX.
I know you're saying you don't know what he said inside the precinct house, but was there anyone else outside that he may have been meeting to change custody of a child?
Not at this time. It's, again, too early to determine what he was doing at the station house, but that's part of the investigation.
And Derek Waller from WCBS.
I just want to know, how long was this interaction from start to finish?
It was pretty instantaneous. He exited his vehicle, he approached our officers, and despite, the station house security officer, despite numerous commands, he did not drop the firearm, and unfortunately the officers had to act.
All right, folks, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
This photo is also going to be available on NYPD News.